Kevin, that's a show. We talk about things you want to know.
How the hell is everybody? Right. Okay. Here we are in Detroit, Michigan, and we're remote. We're remotely in Detroit, and like who was that? Coachman used to say, "Detroit and neighboring cities." Detroit and neighboring cities.
Detroit neighborhood cities.
Neighboring cities. Detroit
neighboring
cities. Hello, Detroit neighboring cities. That was my boy, the famous Coachman, with his sometimes co-host Bobo Jenkins. And before that, the fantastic Mr. Z with Gone But Not Forgotten. Those are the days of WDET.
Oh, Mr. Z, man, I forgot all about him.
Yeah, what the great Fred Zelinka. He's down there. Last I heard, had gone to Florida and retired. But I didn't hear anything else about that. I've scanned.
He got to be in his 80s or something, man. He got to be in his late 80s or something.
By now, he would be. I hope he's still with us. Yeah.
Yeah, because he was a lot older than us. Mm-hmm. You know, we were listening to. We were in our 20s, man. You know.
What station was that?
He had a show called on WDET, Gone But Not Forgotten. It specialized in doo-wop, and that's where I learned most about doo-wop. I knew about it a little bit from here and there, but that's when I really learned about doo-wop.
Right.
Mr. Z. He was a doo-wop fanatic and expert, and he'd always have features on his show that all this. Not just the regular, the Five Satins, but anybody. I mean, he very obscure people to the most famous, and offcuts by the famous people. And he had a Detroit section which just featured Detroit doo-wop players, and he had a gospel section and a tribute to Spanish language influence section. He had a little bit of everything. Really, if you listen to his show, 5 or 6 of the show, you can really start to understand and appreciate the depth of the power of doo-wop.
Yeah, man, he was good. He was great.
He was really a great DJ. Yeah,
great. Well, you can probably still listen to them. You know, they're probably been recorded.
Unfortunately, there are very few. I have a bunch that I recorded myself on cassette, but in my I should say this, in my research, because I tried my best to hunt them down. There are a few, but not that many. But those DJs like that, him and Ernie D and guys like that, and a couple of guys on Honey Radio, they really knew their stuff. Ed Love, and I'm sure there's DJs like that now. I know there's lots of people like that now, but that radio is an education, musical education. Oh, that fella on RCJ, he's still
Alan Allman,
huh?
Alan Allman.
He's good too, but now I was thinking about another fellow. But he was all those guys in WRCJ are absolute experts, and then of course there's a lot of guys on the rock sessions too that were experts too. But the experts that really just didn't want to just spin this; they want you to understand what it was all about.
And you know what W4 used to do before they turned country. You know,
I remember that.
They rock, man. And then every time a big group came in town, at 11 o'clock, they would have a Poor People's Concert.
Yes.
And they would, like, so if Yes came to town, and of course, every time Yes came, I was there. You know, I went down to see him. But, you know, but for the poor people who couldn't get in, Poor People's Concert, they play an hour of Yes music.
What a great idea. And it was for any semi-popular group that came to town, they had the Poor People's Concert. Just a great thing. And speaking of today's date is August 14th. Friday, August 14th, and I got my in commemoration Funkadelic t-shirt. As you probably can see, I don't know, it's kind of I can see that small screen.
Didn't you say you wanted to do something about that?
Yeah, we are today. August 14th. That's why I was asking you the other day, but you're gonna be at work. But we're gonna have just a small group of people over just listen to the first 5 Funkadelic albums. Funkadelic, Free Your Mind, Your Ass Will Follow, Cosmic Slop, Maggot Brain, and America Eats Its Young. Those 5.
I love all them names, man. They're cool.
A great thing, man. That's what Funkadelic was. Funkadelic.
No, who's bringing the music?
Cosmic Slop. Huh?
Who's bringing the music?
nowadays, that's the beautiful two things about being old in 2026. One, this old person's listen to record party is going to start at 3 and end at 8. and two, you don't have to have records. You go to YouTube, play full album, hook it up to Bobby's speaker system, and there you go. Yep. No scratches, no skips.
That's sacrilegious, man.
If I had my druthers at my old house in Dakota, I had all the albums all stacked up, but and just I would play one after another, scratches and all, but can't do that.
I got them on CD.
We can't have it at your house though.
No, that, but he has a CD player, right?
I don't even know. I really don't know.
Okay.
Yeah. But I'm in the basement, brother. When I visit Detroit, y'all, I stay at my friend Bobby's house, but I stay in the basement, and so like we're having a get together.
Locked in the basement.
Locked in the
right. No, that's cool.
How'd you get that key?
Huh?
I got to get the key
right here on my wrist.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, man. No, I went through my collection yesterday. And I pulled everything out, but I'll just put everything back.
Yeah, because you were asking about the records. Yeah, it's like, yeah, it's like, yeah.
No, that's cool. I mean, yeah, I know you can use YouTube. I know that. Yeah. And I had some Parliament. I had some Parliament too. I had some old Parliament.
I really, really, truly dig the hell out of, particularly A New Day Begins and All Your Goodies Are Gone. And of course, I want to testify. The early Parliament stuff. Yeah. Those are three songs to me that are just like three of the best records ever made. But I
got the Parliament Live. I got Parliament Live CD, Rochester.
Oh, that's a great album. The version of All Your Goodies Are Gone, the real slow, like 12-minute version of All Your Goodies Are Gone, it's just ridiculously good. It's nothing like the original in a lot of ways, except the tune. It's just great. Those guys are so tough back then.
Yes, they were. Okay, then. Well, I'll put them all back then. No problem.
Yeah, I think you had asked me in the text. I said, no, that's not. I said, you remember that song, by the way? The song, there was a Swinging Time, the old Swinging Time show. And they had this group called, they were a local group. They were real corny, their whole get-up and thing. It was called the Camel Drivers. And they had this, their one hit was, it's gonna rain outside. Oh no. Oh, then before the guitar was so like that. All right. Like half the songs in 1966.
Well, yeah. Well, Iggy made that popular. All right.
Oh, hell yeah. And you know what? That's funny, Kevin. I'm so glad you mentioned that because there's some things that like everybody did in a certain area. But somebody did it from that area, just like everybody else did it. But they broke national, so then it becomes Iggy's thing. You see what I'm saying? Right. Yeah, I love that kind of stuff, man. Because like Little Richard, he said he first heard it from this guy named Escarita, right? Who used to do the clubs down in Georgia, where he's from. He said, so it became Little Richard's. Ooh, not Escarita.
Yeah, well, that's cool. Then I'll good. That's less for me to carry. Then I'll unpack I'll still bring the poker set though. You want that?
That'll be great. Right. Too bad you can't make it, Kevin Thompson. You're a working ass.
Yeah.
Old man working. Yeah.
That's when I'll be taking my nap when you guys be doing that. I'd be sleeping if I came anyway. I'd be in the corner.
Hey, Kevin Thompson, tell about the dream job you had right after you retired. Because I think every oldster in the world would say that everybody has their own dream job, but you had a dream job.
We're working at the country club, man, the golf course, at the Detroit Golf Club. Yeah, but it came down to being too much work, though. At first, it was cool, and plus we got to play golf on Mondays for free. But then it came down every Monday. There was an outing. They were having an outing, and so we couldn't play, on that day. They were making, what did the guy say? Something like $25,000 for an outing in that golf course. You know, so somebody wanted to have an outing there, they'd have to put up that money, you know, to play out there and have the group.
You say $25,000?
Yeah, it was crazy. But they'd have these, like, Ford would come out there and put out have an outing for the day or something. You know, all these big companies and stuff. There was some tequila place that one day. I forgot the name of it. But they had an outing out there, you know. But they have like hundreds of people out there, and they have barbecues and stuff.
Right.
For those prices, they should.
Yeah, but yeah, it was cool because I was just cutting greens and raking bunkers. But then too, I had to get up early. I had to be there like at what was it, about 7 o'clock.
Right.
So it's like the real, like,
yeah,
the real
I didn't like that.
Yeah,
yeah. You know, I got off at 11, and then we got a free lunch from them too. They used to bring down lunch from the clubhouse.
I used to be so jealous, Kevin Rouse.
Yeah.
He was talking about that. He goes, he gets up because I'm used to getting up and going to work by 7. You know, that part's easy. It said, and then when you finish work, you get a free lunch. What the hell?
Oh, that was good. It was
brother. Huh?
And it was what the rich people were eating up at the big house too.
That's right.
One thing I'll never forget. Me and you, Kevin Johnson, went to the volunteer for that PGA event. And they had a free the first one. They had a free thing for the volunteers at some place. They had
somewhere by Ford's,
near Ford, and they had shrimp the size of your fist. I said, this is where the upper half eats. It's upper 1%. I mean, it's like the food was just like ridiculous. I mean, it's like old country buffet. Hell no. Can you imagine the Whitney combined with Grand Corral? Grand Corral grabbiness, but Whitney quality.
I just remember you filling your pockets with them, man.
I
was kind of weird.
couldn't believe how it was just crazy. I didn't fill my pockets.
Yeah, you did.
I did not. In those days, I could eat like a bastard. I was eating like a son of a bitch.
Yeah, I remember that.
That was crazy good.
You know, they just had the 3M Open a couple weeks back, right? They still hold the 3M Open in Minnesota. But years ago, we had a partnership at Focus Hope with 3M. Okay, this got to be in the 90s sometime. And so they had a golf outing up at, I want to say it was either Travis Point. It's up in Ann Arbor, the beautiful golf course, right? So I go up there and I'm playing with Tom Bettle, nice guy. He's about as tall as you, Kevin. And could swing just as hard and hit just as far, man. Tom Bettle was something else, man. So we go up there, man, and we're playing with Desi Desimone. Desi Desimone was the head cheese at 3M.
Okay.
So I did my research on him before I met him, and found out that this guy went to McGill University in Montreal.
Okay.
And I had actually visited McGill when I went up to Montreal years ago with Donna in the 80s. And then I also found out this man made $14 million a year. Now you gotta remember, this is over 30 years ago, right? He's making $14 million a year. So I went in there. He's a Cuban dude, had a cigar, and we're talking. The first thing he said to us, he says, "Look, I want to tell all you, Kevin, Tom, whoever else is with us." He said, "I'll tell you guys one thing." He says, "What?" He said, "Don't try to make me look good."
Okay.
I'm not that good. Just play your damn game. I'm gonna know if you're faking it. So just go ahead and play your game. And I'm sitting up here, man. This dude makes $14 million a year, So we're putzing around the course, and it's beautiful homes on this course. It's just beautiful, big homes. When we get to about the 8th or 9th hole, and I see this home, I said, "Hey, Tom." Ben said, "Yeah, Kevin." I said, "That house right there, that's it. That's the most beautiful house I've seen on this course." He says, "That's mine."
I knew you
were saying that's your house?
Yeah, we make $14 million a year.
I said, but he looked kind of sheepish about it, And I said, "Look, man, if you're embarrassed, we could trade. I got a house on Normandy. It's all yours, brother. But it was fun. But it was cool, Now we got some memorabilia, and a few pictures. And that's nice. But the Detroit golf course, they just lost the Rocket Classic.
I heard about that. Yeah, they lost the Rocket. Yeah.
Well, Rocket just they're not sponsored anymore. They can still get other sponsors.
They might get another sponsor, right?
Yeah,
and maybe we could pull together and sponsor it. We'll give it'll be a much smaller purse, but
the first place gets $600 and two free vouchers to go to Popeyes.
Now we're talking.
and a hearty hand clasp.
And a hearty hand clasp. And a sincere smile.
Congratulations.
And a Funkadelic t-shirt saying Friday night, August 14th.
But they gotta pull in. I mean, well, they can't. They put, like you said, Kevin. They had the number 3 person in the world, which is not no slouch.
Yeah,
but
Young. Yeah.
But you're not pulling in Scheffler, man. If you pull in Scheffler, you're gonna have a ton of people out there, man.
Remember that's how they used to be when Tiger Woods was playing when he was at his peak. Everybody wanted, if he was only playing 22 tournaments, they wanted to get him. Buick was one of his sponsors, I think, when he was doing the Buick Open. That's right. Right.
And so he was there every year, and it was big show there. Yeah,
that made the Buick Open a big time.
And he won it a few times too.
Yeah, that was one of his favorites, wasn't it?
Yeah.
The couple that he would win. Like,
where is that at now? That's up
near Flint or something like that.
Flint? Yeah, Lake Orion. I think it's Lake Orion.
Some private club. Yeah,
because that's the that's GM's headquarters up there.
Yeah.
I used to go up to Lake Orion for meetings up there a lot. So that was if you can draw the biggest name, which is Scheffler right now, by far. You got other great golfers there, but if you pulled him in there, I think, it'd go through the roof, man. It'd really go through.
Well, look, why don't the 3 of us tomorrow start calling them, put it on speed dial and keep calling, and then one of us might get through.
Yeah. Rory McIlroy, he wasn't there either. He's number 2.
Okay. Oh, here we go.
Right.
Okay. Yeah. Kevin R, you take Scheffler, and Kevin T, you take McIlroy, and me.
You take a nap. That's what you
Wait a minute. That reminds me. I saw the great yesterday. One of my old co-workers, the great Darius Kitchen. And
I was it.
Something he said a long time ago. We had a boss who was like less than nice, very uncool person. Anyway, she walked in with this pretentious kind of coat one day. And so it was kind of like the fur was somewhat less than top grade. So he said, she got that coat from Yves Saint. It was designed by Yves Saint Bernard.
Yves Saint Bernard. I remember.
That's pretty good.
I remember we were always talking about setting up a recorder back then when like in the morning was when we were sorting the mail just to record. To record Kitchen, man. I mean, he put like on a comedy show every morning.
The banter back and forth. Yeah. There's a million things I wish I had done like that. Even like just tape record. I did that a couple times in my house back in the 80s. I still got them, Kevin Robinson. You too on there. You're on there a lot. I had house sounds and house sounds.
Cameras. Are those the cameras you used to put in the bathroom window?
No, but I was just our little people just coming over the house and coming and going. And I had House Sounds 1, House Sounds 2, House Sounds 3. I still got them. I listened to one around 15, 20 years ago. And what we just took for granted, just talk and Howard's banner. It's now it's very precious. And I didn't even want to listen to 2 or 3 because I was very sentimental. I can't get through any of them without breaking down and crying and
blubbering and slobbing all over the place.
Good crying, good blubbering, but still, I don't feel like doing that very often.
That ugly, he get that ugly cry, Kevin.
I know, I've seen it.
Listen to him.
It's embarrassing.
But man, I have some tapes of my old answering machine.
That I still got the tapes too. All mine. Yep.
Right. And one time I put it on. Yeah, one time I put it on. It was a cassette tape, and one time I put it on, man, and I heard my mother's voice, man. Man.
I know.
I had I had to take that son bitch off, man. I said, I can't listen. You hear it say, "Hey, Kevin," you know, like, "Hey, Kevin, how you doing? It's your mama." I was like, "Oh man, let me take this out."
Yeah,
I
I got
can't.
yeah. It's kind of like, but my favorite I would like to hear, but I don't know if I will because I don't know if I can find a tape player to play these little tiny little tapes anymore. But I had one with the guys across the street from me. He could speak a couple of languages, and then I had a couple of friends of mine spoke more than one language. So I had I would have people come over and just say, "Hello, yeah, you reached Wendell Watkins," and then start speaking in the other language, and those used to throw people off. Man, I called your house and somebody talking whatever it was, but I didn't know what the hell they were talking. I would like to hear something like that. That would be fun to hear now. But
love you.
Hey, Mr. Wendell.
Hey, how you doing, Wanda?
He say, "How you doing?"
Hey, Kevy Kev.
That's sweet Kevy Kev.
That's sweet Kevy Kev.
Hey, Kevy Kev.
Emphasis on the
drive safe.
All right, take it easy, Wanda.
Yeah.
But see, nowadays people record everything, though. You know, let me see stuff. You know, like online, I've seen a couple with a couple really cute little kids, man, and it shows that one with I think I sent one to you, Wendell. The guy he rides around with the kid on his bike. And the little kid goes, "Dada, what's that?" And the guy says that, and he goes, "Dada, boat, Dada." You know, and it's every day there's something on there with that kid, man. It's just cute as hell. I wish I would have had something like that with Jason, man. I would have been all over the place, man.
I remember walking with me and my two kids at William and Kai, and I remember the story I always tell was that time we'd always walk down the street, you know, the three of us and all, and we wanted to hurry. If I wanted them to hurry, I would go up around 8 or 9 squares in the sidewalk, say mini race or a race, whatever I said, and then ready, set, go, and they run up to, and then we do another mini race. To make it fun, you know.
To catch it up to you. Yeah, to catch up to you.
Huh? What's that?
To catch up to you. You know that.
Yeah. To make fun of it, and so, but the most memorable thing I remember on our walks was one time we were always like sound out words like stop. We looked at a stop sign and like this and whatever it was like long words, short words, but so I was teaching both. That's how William learned to read so young, because he was a year younger. He was on the line. Huh? What's that?
I'm yelling at Wanda. Go.
William's a year younger than Kai, but he was learning the same things from our things like our walks and other things, right?
Right.
But I remember one time we were walking down the street. We were on Finkel, right off of Linwood, and they had a great big sign out of Finwood Market, and which is a little party store, and a big open sign they had over there. And Kai all of a sudden pulled my shit, window. She goes, open.
Wow.
And I was so happy. And then me and William and her were all like, that's so cool. Yeah.
We used to go. I had like this it was a jogging stroller. It had 2 wheels in the front and one in 2 in the back and 1 in the front. And I used to put on my rollerblades, and I used to push Jay. We used to go looking for playgrounds. We said we'd go on a playground search. And so I just started heading off into the neighborhoods. You know, you find an elementary school and they usually have a playground, you know. But we would go there, and I would be pushing them while I'm rollerblading. Then I would push it real hard and let the stroller go ahead like that, and he'd be laughing his ass off, man. Yeah. And then he would put his foot on the front wheel to slow it down like that, and I'd be trying to push him. He thought that was so funny, man. And he was about 4 years old, maybe 3 years old, you know, doing that. Anyway, he was hilarious, though.
Yeah,
kids, man. I mean, you take the time to do those little things with them. They may remember them, they may forget them, but you remember them.
Yeah, I remember. That was fun.
Remember the feeling. I remember this one guy on my route, 680 Delaware, and he had his 2 kids. He would take care of them.
Oh, you froze?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
He
take care of kids real good. I really knew a lot of guys like that on my route. Of course, I knew a lot of women like that, my Rob, but some of the guys would be an impression to me because they stood out amongst a lot of guys that weren't so nice. But anyway, this one guy, he said, "Yeah, man, I'm getting down." He's coming down the stairs at 6-8 Delaware. Yeah, it's rough, man. It's rough. I said, hang in there, man. I said, and I told him, I said, yeah, the days go by real slow, but the years go by real fast. But these kids will never forget what you did, even if they can't remember it. They will never forget you. And you know, you hugged each other, and because that's an impression that's never lost. Is the feelings you get from people that loved you at an early age.
Well, you know, man, I think a lot of it is like, you know, it's like when I told you a few shows back where I was listening to a Yes concert on YouTube, Tales from Topographic Oceans. I said, I was at that show. I don't remember a damn thing about that show. But the only thing I do remember is the feeling that I had. Of happiness. And I think that's a lot with children. You bank all those good feelings in them. Yeah. And there's some disappointments going to be sprinkled in there here and there. But for the most part, you know, you paid attention to them and you were honest with them and you did your best for them. They're going to feel that. They're going to know it. And that's how come you get older. They want to see you. They want to hang out with you. They want to talk to you. I'll get a call from Tony out of clear blue sky sometimes. And she'll I said, oh, and Frederick said, hey, Dad. I said, hey, Tony, what's wrong? Something wrong? And she'll go, no, nothing wrong. Just call.
Something's right. Something's right. That's what I'm calling.
Right. I'm just calling. Ain't nothing wrong. I'm just calling you. And I go, yeah, okay.
The only calls I get like this, can you bring something home to eat?
Yeah.
You go to Taco Bell, you know, Culver's, you get something. All right.
Now you want to hear something strange? This little bit of a social experiment I used to do back when Tony was a baby. She was in the carriage. I would take Tony to Fairlane Mall. She's still in a carriage, and I would set the carriage so that she's looking at me, and then I would put the hood over it so nobody could see. And it's hilarious how many times I would be walking, pushing this carriage, and people would be looking at me real strange. Like, first of all, and I'm just going to say it, who's this guy? And who's this black guy pushing a baby carriage by himself? You know, there's no woman around him. And I would push this thing, and Tony be sitting there looking cute and everything. And I'm pushing this thing. And it was funny to see people when they look at you kind of strange, and I'd be looking straight ahead. I could see them, you know, and they look at you kind of strange. And then as you walk past them, they're always trying to do their best not to turn around to see. You know, is this man a certified nut with a dial sitting in here? You know, a Cabbage Patch dial sitting in there, pushing around,
walking around in the mall.
Yeah, man. And I mean, golly, boys, I was like, man, this is so strange. But you didn't see men. I don't care. You didn't see white or black man or Latino man pushing a child in a carriage. You never did. So it was a very odd scene, I guess it was.
That's why I was kind of it meant it's not to take anything away from the women that did, but it's just like that was you, because I remember this one guy came up to me. This is just a few years ago. He said, "Yeah, I remember you, man." And I didn't know who he was. He said, I remember you, man. You used to be up there on damn terrible. Walking up there with your in Woodward and Highland Park with your two soldiers with you. Yeah, man. Yeah, it's me. Shirley said Shirley store. Shirley had Shirley. You remember Shirley's store at all, Kevin?
Yeah, I remember.
Straight up Highland Park.
What was it like? Was it like a convenience store or something?
Yeah, just regular
party store.
Party store, and but she had her little kind of look something like her figure in the glass sign, Shirley.
Oh yeah.
Ice. Every time you buy a beer, she said ice cold.
Who used to sell the pig ear sandwiches for 50 cents?
Pig ear sandwich for 50 cents.
50 cents.
Pig ear sandwich.
It was a pig ear between two pieces of white bread spread with mayo.
Oh, right. That sounds good.
And no, it don't. And no, it don't. And I remember I forget what party store it was. It was on Hamilton. And I went in there and
WC3s? WCC?
No, it wasn't WC3s. No.
Okay.
But this guy, this old wino, he got his sandwich. Yeah, man, I got this pig ear sandwich. Man, this gonna be good. It's gonna be good. I was like, man, go ahead and enjoy yourself. How am I gonna get mad at this guy? When I eat it, no. But damn it, if he's happy, what the hell, man?
I'm happy.
Could you get a double pig ear?
yeah, get a set.
Get the 2 ears, man.
You buy one and you get 2 trotters to go with it.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, look, man. Hey, here's a good pig story, man. No, I'm talking about pork. It's a good pork story, man.
Okay.
So my uncle died. We used to call him brother. This is back a long time ago. My brother, he passed away. That was my mom's. My mother was the oldest, so that was a little brother, and he passed away. And he had this girlfriend, some woman he was dating, and so we went over to Claudie's house. They had a repast. We old school. We didn't rent no halls. We just went to Claudie's house, and so my mother had bought 6 sets of pig feet. So she had 12 trotters, and it barbecued them in the oven, right? So Claudia barbecued them. I looked at Claudia, said, yeah, boy, look at these. I said, yeah, I don't want any of that, but that looked good. She goes, yes, your mama, Virginia, she want these. So a couple hours go by, and my mother came in. She feeling bad about her little brother, but she said, yeah, Claudia, I'm ready for them pig's feet. And Claudia kind of gave her this look like, oh, shit, Time to find out, brother's girlfriend ate 11 of the 12.
No, she did. I'm mad at her right now.
And Claudia, there was one lonely little pig foot sitting on a piece of aluminum foil. And my mother would curse. She could curse, but she said, like that fucking bitch. Kick her ass or something. Like, no, don't worry about it, Jen. We'll make some more later. I'm in the back. I'm trying not to laugh because when my mother's mad, I don't want to be laughing too. My mother was hot.
11 of them in one sitting.
That's ridiculous. She is so selfish.
She ate 11 of those some bitches, man.
Did they have any other food?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Other.
They did, but still, she ate 11 of the featured dish. She ate 11.
I know, that's what I'm saying. That was the featured dish. Yeah.
Yeah. And you see her, she got barbecue sauce on her mouth.
All over her forehead.
Doing all this shit, I said, go on, cut my mom loose. Let him whoop her ass.
I'm about to say, man, I wouldn't blame her. I wouldn't blame her.
I'm sure her little brother would have said whoop her ass.
Also, I wonder if they were watching her eat. People were watching her eat. There she goes. She going for some more, or,
right.
or she just piled everything on the plate, man, on one big plate.
Man,
that's ridiculous.
That was pretty damn. That was interesting. That was, back then, man. On Leland and Rivard, they had 3 stores. They had Miss Porter's, which was straight up Leland, and then if you turn left, it was Porky's, and you turn right, it was Blake's. So in the hood, everybody knew what they wanted from each store. Mm-hmm. And Porky's store, of course, big fat guy named Porky, yeah. He had these giant jars of pickled pig's feet sitting.
I remember those.
I mean, big ass jars, man. And but he'd sell those some bitches, man. I mean, people were buying those things left and right, man. And I just look at them. I ate them, a couple times. They're okay, but I
never had them as a kid because my mother didn't like it, so I never got them.
Mm-hmm. And I've never eaten them.
She never bought them, so I never had one until I was a teenager. When I was an older teenager, in fact. And then once I had them, I like these. I like all that stuff. Chitlins, pig ears, pig feet,
Oh,
malls. I like all that. So we never had that when we were kids because, we
Yeah.
didn't make. But when I got old enough to get them, oh boy.
What about them
chitlins.
deviled eggs in a jar?
I remember those. We never even got cookies in the jar because we never had any money. But I remember they had those little nasty looking cookies all crumpled up and in the I remember those.
The deviled eggs, man.
The pickled eggs.
Yeah, look at
that didn't even look appetizing though. That murky water and a green egg.
And they were warm then too, because they were sitting out like on a counter or something, man.
But Kevin, you notice that all the folks that ate them lived to be like 98 years old. They were already embalmed. They were already embalmed when they ate them.
The ones that didn't survive, we never saw them. They already ate themselves dead by the time they were 20.
Yeah, man. And chitlins, man. I remember my mother when she made chitlins. We were kids. When I was a kid, I could eat them, and then when I got older, I can't. I can't eat a chitlin now. But she would clean the living hell out of these chitlins.
That's the key.
Constantly. She spent more time cleaning chitlins than she did cooking them. She was really big time. So when her biological father passed down in Tennessee, we all went down. Me, her, and Gennard went down there. And executrix of JC's will, she had a liquor store, which was next to a takeout place, which was next to a club, and she would have like the Manhattans and Spinners and groups like that at this club in Tennessee. So she took us to the club. She said, "Look, y'all my guests," and she goes, "Get whatever you want off the menu." So me, I always get chicken. Give me smothered chicken. Okay, cool. And so Gennard ordered something, and then my mother said, yeah. And she said, "You're looking at those chitlins, aren't you?" She goes, "Yeah." And she goes, "Yeah, so you worried about it? We clean them to your liking." And my mother said, "Oh, yeah, good guess." She goes, "Believe me." She goes, "This will be some of the best chitlins you ever had. And if you don't like it, we'll take them back." And they bought them up, and my mother devoured those chitlins. These were out of sight. She goes, "Believe me, we clean the hell out these."
That's the key. That's the key right there.
It is, man. And then when my guy Jeff, the Jade guy that I see every year at Ann Arbor Art Festival, Art Fair, his daughter, she's Sarah. Sarah's like, Tony's 33. Sarah's like 26 now. And so one year Jeff said, "Hey man, come on out. Me, Angela, we're gonna go to Shangri-La to get something to eat." And of course, Jeff could order in Chinese. So if he orders in Chinese, we were getting stuff that's off the menu. But they had chitlins there.
Yeah.
And his daughter said, "Yeah, why don't you don't." I said, "No." And I tried one. I said, "I just can't eat them.
Didn't like it. Okay.
It's something about my body said no." But and Sarah was eating them chitlins like candy. I said, "Isn't this something?" Here you got a woman who's half Asian, half white, eating chitlins, and a black guy over here can't stand them.
You never know. That's why people, we shouldn't generalize.
That's right, absolutely.
That's true.
Everybody's different.
Now that reminds me of a place I used to do this a lot when I got off of work. If I didn't feel like cooking, a certain era in the 90s primarily. And I was just driving around and find a restaurant I'd never seen before, just kind of swoop in and see what it's like. And so there was this place, a little corner, literally a corner. It was no bigger than a room, hardly. It was like maybe 2 chairs in there. It was a Middle Eastern place. And they had sweetmeats, which I had never had before, like brains and what do you call pituitary glands and things like that. I said, "What the hell? Let me try it." Man, that stuff was so good. It was unbelievable. It was so sweet and nice. Not sweet and nice because sweetmeat, just good. And I said, "I got to come back here." Woo! And I went back there maybe a couple of months later, and it was just as good as I remember. Fantastic. It just tasted, it's so peculiar in a good way, just different and wonderful. Then I went back up there the next couple of months, and it was already gone.
Close.
And I never had any more since then. Last time I had pituitary glands.
Well, not forget what are sweetbreads. Sweetbreads
That's
is
what it
something.
is. Brains and glands and all that
I
kind of
had sweetbreads at a place in Indian Village. It was on Agnes. It was a restaurant. It was run by this black gentleman. I can't remember his name, but I went up there with a friend of mine, and we were sitting there, and I said, "Yeah, man, I heard about your place. I want to come check it out." He goes, "Okay, man." I said, "I've been hearing about the sweetbreads." He goes, "Yeah," whatever it was, he told me, "Well, I said, all right, I tried." I didn't hate them. I didn't particularly like them. They were kind of like in the middle. They're
Okay.
kind of like in the middle for me, And then who's the restaurant Takoi? It's in what's that? Come on, man. What's that area up Michigan at Corktown? It's in Corktown. Right. Well, when it was Katoy, not Takoi, it was Katoy, I had duck hearts. Yeah, they served some duck hearts there. Yeah. And it's funny, when I went to that restaurant, I think Marie and I went to that restaurant. This is years ago. So I went to work, and we had this guy at work. He was this real straight-laced, real Christian dude that worked. He's a nice guy, but he's real straight as hell, straight as an arrow, man. So I was talking. I said, "Yeah, man, I went to what you do this weekend?" I said, "Yeah, man, I went to this restaurant. It's called Katoy." He said, "Yeah." I said, that means like that's loosely translated. It's like lady boy. It means lady boy. And it's just like transgender or something, right? And he looks at me, he goes, I don't know what's worse. He said, the word or the fact that you know what it means.
Man.
I said, you'll be okay, man. You'll
be all right. You'll be all right.
I was going to ask you what all that stuff tastes like. What, like chicken?
Yeah. I know Kevin Thompson, he likes a lamb stump, but he wouldn't eat it.
Like what?
Beef tongue. I mean, beef tongue. That time I had beef tongue, I tricked you into eating it, and you said, "This is good." But then when you found out what it was, you threatened to hurt me if I did that again.
No, that was somebody different. That wasn't me.
That was you. Man, I don't blame you because you were right. You were right, but I was wrong. But it's funny how so much of how we like something, and see, we could is based on what we think of it, not what it actually is. And it's like that, and I'm not saying anything wrong with that either. But I think that sometimes in life that could be wrong because like sometimes people will put somebody in a box before they even know them because of their race or religion or that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and that's when it's bad.
Well, just like making some lemonade, and then Kevin says, "Oh, Wendell, this is really sweet lemonade. This is good." He says, "Yeah, I told you, Kevin, ain't nothing wrong with a little cocaine. It's okay."
Well, I thought you were going to tell the Mayfield.
He did that too.
I thought you were going to tell the Mayfield Justice story.
Mayfield
Justice.
I think it was Mayfield Justice about the lemonade that wasn't lemonade.
I don't remember.
I think it was Mayfield Justice. You're talking about some kid had let's say urinated in a bottle, and they tried to pass it off and get people like Cheech and Chong. This is pee, man. Did you tell me about Mayfield Justice doing that?
Now, something bad. I have a very, very, very vague recollection, but it does sound like something Mayfield Justice would do.
It's Mayfield Justice.
He's a friend of ours. We were kids, man. He's a bit of a wild card, man. Mayfield Justice was a bit of a wild card. Now, that's a name I could look up afterwards because that's a pretty unique name.
Yeah. The old friends that have the unique names are the best to look up because I'm trying to look up some them,
Yeah, I tried to look up Douglas Cheatham and couldn't find him. Yeah, if you can't beat him, cheat him. That was the thing.
I told our friend Kevin Johnson, Jerry. Jerry's last name is Chisholm. Yeah, I said we had a friend named Cheatham. If you can't beat him, cheat him. I said, I'm trying to think about it. You can't Chisholm?
Chisholm?
I couldn't think of around with Chisholm, but that would be a great nickname. If you can't, whatever, Chisholm? I don't know.
Was that Jerry McCarthy? Was that her?
No, Jerry McCarthy, the late great Jerry McCarthy.
Yeah. Because I grew up with her.
Yep. I ever tell you that? Hey, I know I told you, Kevin Thompson. I think I did. I was when I first got to North End Postal Station, and then whenever Jerry was there, and then she's a really just she's a sweet person, a really nice person, and and her name was Jerry Yabuka at that time. And so then I said, "Are you in relation to Reuben Yabuka?" She said, "He's my ex-husband." And we would talk about this and that and the other. She said, "But that's not where I know you from. I know you from someplace else." And then I said, "Yeah, you look familiar too." So then the months went by. Then one day I'm casing my mail, and Jerry Johnson comes over to she might have been still Yabuka then, I don't know. Anyway, she comes over to my route. She goes, "Wendell Watkins, you went to Atkinson." I said, "Yeah." And that's when we started comparing. Yeah, Jerry McCarthy. I said, "Oh, of course." Right. Yeah. Right. And half her family they had split in their family, and half of them, they had a rift, and one of them, half of them called themselves MacArthur, the other called themselves McCarthy.
Yeah. Gennard was good friends with her brother, Michael. Gennard was real good friends with Michael McCarthy. He's very good friends with him. Yeah. Jerry was so cute when we were growing up, man.
And she always was, and just the sweetest person in the world. Nice.
Now, did you know Andra? Did you know Andra at the post office?
Andra Barkley.
Yeah.
We know her. We know, and the fastest healing man in the history of the Western world. Her husband, I saw him. He had that accident and hurt himself. And I said, "Which arm did you burn?" He goes, "This one." I said, "Man, you have incredible recuperative powers." He said, "Yeah."
Wait, is this the same one? What was her husband's name?
What was her husband's name now?
Was it Keith?
We talked at the time about it, Kevin, because so here's somebody we both knew from different places. And Andra's like the nicest person with a wonderful person.
She used to work at Focus Hope. I met her at Focus Hope.
Didn't she go to Georgia or something? When she left the post office?
She went to Tennessee.
Tennessee? Yeah, okay. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
Beautiful person.
Well, she was. She's
just wonderful.
She used to record she used to record movies for me. She had some kind of she had something I don't know, maybe it was online or something at the time, but she used to record movies for me on 8-tracks. Not 8-tracks, with the VHS.
Yeah.
She used to, like if they were watching it, she'd record it, bring it in for me, and I'd bring her another one.
It's a nice person.
Yeah, she's real nice.
Man, Kevin, I was going through Facebook the other day, and at Focus Hope had something in there. They put something in there about some event they had at Focus Hope that just a few hours before that. And I look up and I see this guy named Joe Petrosky. And Joe, I haven't looked Joe in the face, and I don't know, maybe 28 years or something like that. And you see, and Joe was tall. He doesn't mind me, he's tall. And I look at Joe now. Joe was always clean shaven. So now this is years later, decades later. Joe's tall, got a little bit of middle on him now, and he has this big mustache that comes out there. and I didn't recognize him at first. And I said, "Wait a minute, that dude looks familiar." So I zoomed in on his name. I said, "That's Joe Petrosky." And Joe was one of the nicest cats in the world. When he got married, I bought Tony I think Tina came, and Tony came to the wedding. And Joe was Polish, right? And they had absolutely the best kielbasa I would ever eat. Man, I was dive bombing into that stuff, man. Like I was homeless or something, man. I mean, man, oh man. And every time I saw him, every time I would see Joe, man, that kielbasa. He said, "Yeah, I know, man. Yeah." But I got a picture of Father Cunningham greeting Tony at his wedding, at his wedding reception. And Joe impressed the hell out of me, because when he first started Focus Hope, he was living in Ann Arbor. And I think it was either the first or the second day of his employment, we had a huge snowstorm. It's a big blizzard. And I get to work, and I was 8 blocks down the street. I get to work at about 8:30, my starting time. I get there about 7:45, 8 o'clock, just to make sure. Who I see getting out of the car? Joe Petrosky. And I looked at Floyd. I said, "See that guy right there?" He said, "Yeah." I said, "Now that's what I'm talking about, man." He's 45 miles away in a blizzard. And he's here a half an hour early. Okay. I said, now I once had a boss there that I was a manufacturer. I ain't gonna mention his name, but everybody, and they know me, they know who I'm talking about. But I remember we were sitting there and he says, "No, we had a managers meeting." And manufacturer said, "Now look," he says, "you know that they're talking about a big snowstorm's coming. So please plan accordingly. I expect everybody to be here. Okay? So if you got to get up an hour earlier, get up an hour, do what you got to do." Well, guess everybody made it there except one person. I wonder who that was. We were all sitting there. We were laughing our butts off. And then he made it in. He made it in, but he made it real late.
Probably walking like this morning.
Yeah. He just sitting there like, yeah. I said, "Look, man, you might as well go ahead and take the ribbon because
right now."
Yeah, because you set it up that way. All you had to do was just say, "Hey, look, we all gonna be challenged trying to get in here tomorrow, so let's do our best to get in here." Because he stayed way out too. So I said, this guy, unless he's gonna get up 2 hours early, he's not gonna make it in here. But that was funny though when he didn't make it. Those are the good old days. But I enjoy life. I enjoy it.
I'll tell you, life is fun sometimes. I'll tell you some of the most wonderful moments of our lives. Even this conversation, you will see it. It's those cool people, whether they be our children or whatever, or the really nice, kind people that bring a smile to your face just remembering or thinking about it. Yeah, that's what it's all about. So all y'all out there, there's those nice people. I hope you trade till next week. Say, yeah, I'm one of those nice people. You could take a nice.
You could try the other one, the community
service. Stop talking. Pat yourself in the back and give yourself a hug, and the whole world will hug you too, because you're what makes the world better.
Well, you'll be shocked at what people will remember about you when you do that. Even they'll remember the nicest gestures. 1-3-1-3. And that's the thing, man. If like I know this woman that she was at the Festival of the Arts that was down behind on Cass Avenue. It was great. That was a great festival. And she was from Center for Creative Studies, and she had some small mugs and stuff in there. And she's charging like $5 for them. Nothing. Just they're nice little pieces. And there was this guy in there.
Oh, this you?
Yeah.
You told this. Yeah.
I've told this before.
Yeah.
On the show.
Yeah. Last week, the week before, the week before that.
Weeks ago.
Oh, shut the hell up. Shut the hell up.
I wanted to make sure it was the same story for you.
Well, I forgot what he said though. Keep going. I forgot.
Okay. She hunted that guy down and blew his brains out. Now see,
that's the alternative ending.
Right. Now you may think I'm repeating this story, but what you don't realize is that there's going to be 22 other people watching this who won't. And how come you didn't finish the story?
That's right. Well, you should finish the story.
No, I'm not going to finish the story. Now,
you can finish it.
They could go back. They could go back and look it up.
They go back. Come and go back and listen to all the other shows you might find.
I think it might have been episode 18, maybe 19. Where it was in, but I'm serious. But it was a nice story, and I think that the whole thing about being
nice to people,
being nice, like that. I think that was up there. That story I had with that guy Henry Griffin on my route, and said being one of the old guys that talk to the young people nicely. People don't forget you, and he was an old guy. We're actually older by then, and broke down a little bit, but he was like really touched by that. It's nice to know that you were remembered by other people as one of the good guys. When somebody said, "You remember Wendell Walker?" Yeah, I know that mother. Well, I mean, it's your brother. I'm sorry. It's nice when somebody says, "Oh, I remember. Oh, yeah, I remember. I remember Karen Robinson. I remember Kevin Thompson. Yeah, I remember those guys." It's like, yeah, they're cool guys. I like them.
But I got a lot of. I got a lot of aliases though, man. I said, you remember Skip? You remember? No, I don't remember that guy. No.
Kevin told me a really great. It's not a story. It's just like a little thing. He said when somebody calls him Skip, he knows they know him from the old neighborhood. And they call him Mo. They know he's from the family. He called him Kevin. He's from the post office. So depending what they call him number 111384. That he does from Jackson.
I done my time, man.
Right, and then if they say, "Oh, I remember old Butter Cheeks,"
Butter Cheek 1 and 2.
Yeah, right.
2.
Now, see, that sounds like a good name for a stripper. You know,
Butter Cheeks.
Yeah, Butter Cheeks. Yeah.
Butter Cheeks. Betsy Butter Cheeks Banger.
Oh yeah,
Banger.
One of the banger sisters.
Yeah, speaking of Butter Cheeks, yeah, man. You know, remember a long time ago, I was telling you about those dude wipes. They got those dude wipes, which are like, you know, moist towelettes. They're just bigger. They call them dude wipes. You know, to wipe your behind with.
Oh, you serious?
Yeah, I told you this before.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, you did. Yes, you did. Because you would say, "Why the hell you need that? You got toilet paper."
That sounds like somebody should say.
Yeah. Well, anyway, I'm sitting here thinking, you know, I said, okay, when I bought them, I said, oh, these are cool. You know, they're pretty cool. You know, they had the regular ones, the original dude wipes. Then they started getting into different scents. And I don't want to call them flavors because you're wiping your behind with these things. and they would have when they got one mint eucalyptus.
That depends on your point of view, your flavor and that. You know,
right. There you go. Right. They got mint eucalyptus and shea butter. Now I'm sitting here thinking, where the hell are these? Yeah, where are these things at when I was getting my prostate exams? You know, you have your doctor going, you know, Mr. Robinson, I really appreciate you coming in here, really smelling minty fresh. I said, well, wait till next week, Doc. I'm gonna have a shea butter wipe. I can't wait. Yeah.
That's good. Hey, man, I think we're gonna wrap it up this week. I think that's really.
If we'd have done that, we wouldn't have had kids. Okay.
Oh, okay.
I can't help it, man. I can't help it. It came to me. It came around.
Wow.
Yeah. And let me tell you the story about this artist from CCS. You know, I thought, no, okay.
But it's nice. I remember that was a very nice story.
You make me feel like Jerry Lewis now when he was talking to his wife with all the cornbread in his mouth or something. Yeah. You go, okay, Jerry. Okay.
It's funny, Jerry. Okay.
It's funny. Jerry.
Yeah. But I tell people all the time. This last night we were at this restaurant and this fellow that was the waiter, he was just nice. I said, man, you're a nice guy, man. I like to tell people things like that because I think a lot of times people underestimate the power of being a good person, and it spreads like a good disease. Be nice when you can. Now, if somebody crossed you bad, and keeps on breaking everybody's balls, then it's time to get mean. There's a time for that too. There's a time for that too. But people shouldn't walk around all the time trying to protect themselves all the time. All do is make yourself an asshole. Try to be good. That's the best protection in the world is to be nice. Okay. Ask any good security guard, they'll tell you that's the best protection in the world. Be nice and friendly and receptive to everybody. That's the best protection.
And if it's in the cards where you can walk away, just walk away. Just walk away. You know, I used to tell people somebody else will get them. Don't worry about it. He'll run across somebody that has a real short fuse, and he'll learn his lesson. Okay, but just walk away. Leave it alone. You know, it's not worth it. I mean, I hear people when they complain, "Oh, you got to do this for these women." I said, one guy said, "No, you don't. That's what you got to do. That's not what I got to do." And I said, and that's absolutely correct. I said, no, just walk away. You don't have to get mad about it. Why go on Facebook and Instagram bitching about women?
Be mad
women
all day
bitching about women.
One
for what?
Poughkeepsie, New York, you know.
Right. For what? Who cares? Who cares? If you meet somebody and they say, well, you need to pay my rent, you just say, well, no, I don't do that, but good luck to you. And leave. That's it. Yeah. I ain't got to get mad and raise your blood pressure over it's bullshit. Yeah, if you know it's bullshit, just walk away from it.
There you go.
You know, I'm not here to convince you to be something different. Just walk away. You know.
Okay. On that note, I got to walk away.
Okay.
Right.
Hey, bye to Wanda and Jason, and
All right,
see everybody later.
All right, man.
Bye, Kevin. See you later, Friday night, August 14th. Today's August 14th. Funkadelic.
All right, do some acid for me, man.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Okay, brother.
Bye.
Take care.
Okay.
Yep.
I gotta turn this thing off.
I don't know how to turn it off either. I'm trying.
I gotta turn this thing.
This is new for me. I don't know how to.
Wendell, Kevin, that's a show. We talk about things you wanna know. From the bay we come to you with the freshest point of view. Watkins leads the way.